President Donald Trump and high-level Republican Party officials are expected to converge in Arizona on Sunday to honour assassinated Conservative activist Charlie Kirk. More than 60,000 people are expected to attend at the State Farm Stadium just outside of Phoenix. And joining me live now is Tim Miller, former Secret Service agent and founder and president of Lionheart International Services Group. Tim, thanks so much for your time this morning. Charlie Kirk accused murderer Tyler Robertson appeared in court in Utah for the first time. He faces 7 charges, including aggravated murder and witness tampering. What is your reaction to the charges and prosecutors pushing for the death penalty?
Well, Kenny, I think, it's going through the process here in the U.S. The legal process is clear. At every step, you got to establish the evidence that's requisite to actually prosecute the crime. In this case, it's going to be a very evidence-based crime with DNA and weapons and all the things, quite frankly, that you hope for in a murder case. Obviously, this murder case, Kenny, is probably one of the most significant murder cases I've witnessed in at least decades. And so every American's paying attention to every detail. And it doesn't surprise me that there's talks of charges and federal charges. But at the end of the day, a judge is going to decide how this moves forward. But I assure you it will move forward.
There have been Charlie Kirk memorial gatherings all around the world, including here in Sydney, but there is a big one organised this weekend in Arizona. Expected to attend is the US President, among other high-level officials. What sort of security challenge is this for the Secret Service?
Well, anytime you're in an event with 60,000 people, it's a big security challenge for the Secret Service. But I will tell you, the Secret Service has been really growing in key ways, like technology, like manpower. And I would remind your audience, President Trump has done large outdoor events before. He's attended, NFL games and other things. So it's not like this is the first time. What makes this very, very unusual is the political animosity on both sides. Now, hopefully those that are attending this event will pay appropriate respect to someone that was murdered in front of thousands of people. And so I wouldn't anticipate this would necessarily be a flashpoint. But to your question, Kenny, the Secret Service is game on. They realize everywhere the president goes, they've got to be ready and they can't make mistakes.
What do you think is going to be the scene at the stadium, though? I mean, will it have to be completely locked down once it begins? What sort of operation can we expect?
Well, the good news for a stadium is by nature, it's not that hard to secure, limited entrances. But remember, the Secret Service has learned some very hard lessons in terms of the protection zones. I suspect for this one, the protection zones will go way out. They'll have appropriate air assets. They'll have intelligence. They'll have counter surveillance. They're going to bring every resource they have because they recognize, especially now after what happened with Charlie Kirk, the services fear always, once someone strikes like we saw last week with Charlie Kirk, that there are other like-minded madmen or women out there that want to do the same thing.
You served as a Secret Service agent during President George Bush and Bill Clinton's administrations. Would you say that we are seeing high levels of political violence compared to those administrations? And if so, how have the demands on the Secret Service changed and what keeps you up at night?
Well, Kenny, that's a great question, because I will tell you, I've said on another interview, I've never seen more political tension than now. I've also never seen the threat level as high as it is now. And to your question, the Secret Service can't afford to make mistakes. We watched in Butler what was a total failure, and it was a failure at fundamental levels. And so now the Secret Service under Sean Curran is taking very aggressive steps. But to your point, they're still understaffed. They're gaining technology left and right. I know that for a fact. And the bottom line is this bus is driving down the highway. They can't stop and rebuild it. They've got to make this bus go because there's no stopping what's going on in America. And we need a Secret Service that is as good as it's ever been.
Tim Miller, appreciate your insights on First Edition this morning. Thanks so much.